Hi, it's Holly with Plaid and Lattes, and this time we're back with a little video on what I have in my chemo bag. If you're interested in seeing that, then do not adjust your screen. So one of the major things that I take with me in my chemo bag is these little items here. And they are a bag that you can heat your hands up with. There's a little tiny disc inside, and you snap the disc and the bag warms up. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why on earth do you need that? Well, once you've done chemo, your veins can be hard to find, and when I get in there into the chair, I put the bag on my hand and let this gently start warming my hands up, because I often find when the nurses do a harsher warm-up by wrapping them in hot towels and stuff like that, that I end up bruising really, really badly. So I take these with me. I also take these with me when I go for my blood draws before chemo, just to help out the nurses in that area, because they really are helpful. You give it a little warm up beforehand and it's easier to find your veins. These are, you can find them just about everywhere, and what's nice is when you're all done with it, you stick it in a pot of boiling water and boil it for 5 to 8 minutes. When it's all clear, you pull it out, let it sit, and it goes right back to soft and squishy as normal. So this is a must-have for me. I have 4 of them and I always have them with me. Next in my bag is my most beloved blanket that my husband got me to take in when I went in for surgery. And it's just a super cozy, fluffy, soft blanket. It's not heavy. It's super light, but it's enough that it warms you up. And the blankets that they give you in the hospital are really nice, but I find they smell funny, because once they put that drip in, everything starts smelling funny. So I like to take my blanket, cover up. I also take socks, so when I get there, I pop off my shoes, and AJ kindly puts on my fluffy socks, and I just wear these while I'm there. Then I don't have anything tight on my feet. I'm comfortable, and my feet are warm without being too warm or tight in shoes. Next up is my squishy, my little rainbow Squishmallow unicorn.
That one's TY blue.
Sorry, TY. Feels the same as the Squishmallow. It's super soft, but when you're getting chemo, if your arm is sitting in a funny way, of any way that's weird, it can stop the solution from going in. So when I would go in, I would just lay my arm on the Squishmallow, help keep it on the TY, would help keep it level and comfortable, and I didn't have any stress on my wrist, so that I didn't have any problems with the solution. Because on the rare occasion that I would take my hand off and I'd move it around, that's when I would have a problem with the beeping on the drip machine. So I just comfortably sit with it beside me while I'm having my drip. Very handy, very comfortable. Alright, speaking of comfortable, hot flashes are a real thing. And if you can have your chemo in your other arm, which I could not, but AJ was kind enough to fan me if I needed it, because I could not have chemo in my right arm and fan myself with my left arm, because I'm special like that. So you can take a fan if you can easily utilize that for hot flashes. But most of the time when you're in there, you're going to be cold. So I had some nice, cozy headgear to put on. Either a nice toque, keeps you warm. I have some other hanky headwear, and my very special glitter cap. It's super soft. AJ gave it to me, and it's cozy. There's lots of room, but it covers your ears just enough because nobody tells you how cold your ears get when you don't have hair on your head. Unless, of course, you're having a hot flash and then nothing is cold. So, headwear is a necessity. Books. So, whatever it is you love to read, books are great. You can bring an iPad.
That looks like a book.
That looks like a book. We have an extra battery pack that we would bring just in case we weren't near a plug-in that we could plug in. But yeah, you can bring your iPad, and if you are so inclined, you can get a lovely little keyboard to type with your iPad. Not a necessity by any means, but you can get books on there, or a regular paperback book. I'm a paperback book girl because I like the way they feel, and I like just the energy of a paperback book. I also would bring a notepad for AJ to write things down if I needed her to, because I couldn't write with my right hand because I'm right-handed. That's also another thing that a lot of people bring in their bags, but I did not. Simply for the fact that
You're right-handed.
I'm right-handed, and the IV can't go in my left hand because of lymphedema, so I had to have it in my right hand, and it was pointless for me to bring certain things that I couldn't easily do. But if you don't have that problem, coloring books, there are so many different fun coloring books that are out there, and pencil crayons. I utilize these at home, just not during chemo. So those are things you can also pack in your bag. Just didn't work for me.
It's really nice when you have chemo brain and you can't be creative, but you want to be creative, and it's just
Something
monotonous
you
coloring.
can just do that's
Yeah.
mindless. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, AJ. Next up is a bag, which is what I carried with me everywhere, and a phone, which I just dropped on the floor. And you take your phone and either earbuds or whatever to listen, or if you're old school like me, got a little old-fashioned MP3 player, and I listen to meditations on here. Usually I don't like listening to podcast stuff like that. It takes too much of my mind while I'm there, and truth be told, when they load you up with Gravol and everything so you're not going to get sick, you spend half your time asleep. So that's why it's good to have the iPad and the book for the person who comes with you to keep themselves occupied. But I like this because it's really simple to use, it's light, I don't have to fool around with it, and I can listen to a meditation and fall asleep and not worry about anything. Next up is candies. Your mouth tastes awful, feels awful, and simple things to put in your mouth and suck on. Ginger candies, or I liked these ones, the pure. They don't have aspartame, they're just stevia, and they're not like a icky flavor, they're tiny so they don't last for a really long time, so you feel like your candy never ends. Another extremely handy item is your sleep mask, because even when they turn the lights down, it can be really bright in there, and it just helps you if you're one of those people that, who's a light sleeper, and light disturbs me. So I like to have a sleep mask. Did I mess up my eyebrows? And lip balm. Huge necessity. It's dry in there, and when you have good lip balm, whatever it is your favorite, that's a handy item to have in your bag. And
It is.
next up, books. I know I said books earlier. These are more fun books. We always took a joke book with us so we could laugh, because what else are you going to do while you're in there but laugh? So a joke book is handy. Some really nice books if you're interested to take with you. Some feng shui books, for me, was really great. The Book of Awesome is awesome. I won't tell you about it, you're just going to have to check it out. It is by Neil Pasricha, I believe. Really good book. Untamed by Glennon Doyle, because she understands us. And You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hayes. And I like the illustrated one because it's just super pretty and it's a nice read. But these are some of the books that I took with me. And next up is, you are going to, once your chemo is in your arm, give it about an hour, if not less, and everything you put in your mouth is going to taste like you just licked the back of a cookie sheet. It tastes like metal. So I always brought water, either I have a big glass bottle, or I took my little bottle, because this bottle is perfect for putting electrolytes in. And my oncology nurse told me these actually really help with neuropathy and any muscle soreness, joint pain. So I would load up on these. I would start the minute we got into the hospital, and for the next 3 days I would have 1 to 2 every single day, just to really help with that. But I found Nun, the Sport, or any of the ones, just not anything with antioxidants in it. The Nun was really good. This is the strawberry lemonade, which was really nice. And it's just a tablet that you pop into your water bottle, and this fizzes up, takes a minute or so to disperse, and they actually taste good. It's stevia, so it's not got sugar in it. Both of these have stevia in them, and so you're not loading up on sugar, you're just loading up on electrolytes. My favorite is the BioSteel. This is the peach mango. Yes, peach mango flavor, and it is amazing. I still drink it all the time, and it comes in a little packet, which is really convenient because you can just throw this little guy into your bag. And this bottle is perfect because it's the right amount for each of these electrolytes to go into, and you just shake it up and it turns into your electrolyte drink, so you don't have to, and they taste fresh. Like, they're both very nice tasting. So that's a biggie, is the electrolytes. And so next up is snacks. When you get there, like I say, they give you your Gravel or what have you, and you get kind of sleepy. I would wake up after about half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and want a drink, which is when I would start chugging my electrolytes, and then you want a snack. And snacks are awesome. We took with us, as healthy as we could be without being like those, I didn't take a salad every day, but we took snacks that were easy to eat, easy on my taste buds, and they're not filling, but you feel like you ate something. So, crackers. As I'm gluten-free, it's not like I can just go and grab crackers from anywhere, or a sandwich at the cafeteria, so we would make sure to always pack our lunch really well. And one of the crackers I would take with me is the Made Good, the plain sea salt ones, because they're crunchy, they taste good, but they're not an overpowering flavor so that your mouth feels funny. They're very simple on your mouth. They're crunchy, but they're not so crunchy that they would hurt your mouth either if you have sores in there. The salt might bother you if you have sores in your mouth, but
They're not super salty.
they're not super salty, so yeah. Fruit. So typically we would bring watermelon and strawberries. I don't think we have strawberries today, but we would bring strawberries, watermelon. Snacks. My favorite are the little roll-ups that AJ would make. So it's either turkey or chicken and a little bit cream cheese with your pickle inside, and they're just super cute, and you're not going to get full on them, but they quench your need for something to eat. So you get a little bit of protein in there, but pickles taste awesome to me when I'm going through chemo.
If you use the whipped cream cheese, it spreads on the meat really easy and doesn't tear.
Yes. Sorry. I hope you heard that.
Yeah, they can hear.
Almonds, if you can do crunchy, dark chocolate covered almonds are great.
Or a gluten-free granola.
Or gluten-free granola, which I usually take with me. I have a bag over there somewhere that has not hard nuts in it, and it has a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of salty nuts, like stuff like that, but it's all gluten-free. And our snack, which was usually Justin's peanut butter cups, because then we could each have one, and they taste amazing, and they were really fun. So that is typically what we packed to go to. We packed to go to chemo. But I think the most important thing that you have to pack in your bag is a good attitude. You have to go into it knowing that if you still have cancer in your body, that the chemo is doing its best to eliminate that cancer. And if you're doing it as I did as an adjunct, so cancer was all out of my body, but they're just doing it to make sure that I have nothing floating around. Regardless of why you're doing it, taking that good attitude with you and trying to stay as upbeat and positive as you can, especially while it's going into you, I think makes a huge difference in your outcome. I think that's about it for this video. Thanks for coming along. If you have any questions or any other ideas that you'd like us to talk about, just let us know down below in the comments, and we'll see you next time.